waste my life. I don't wanna waste my life. Living in this world.
With the Beatz.
It's just some things, there's no going back. You know what I'm saying?
jwoodbeats.com.
Yeah, I'm not the one with the issues. I hear you. Now here is your tissue. If I'm moving too fast, I might have to dismiss you. And it's really too bad, cause I really will miss you. But I'm not the one with the issues. I left him at church when I made it official. I murdered the curse with my own benediction. Left God in the dirt, call it death of the fiction. Superstition will be served an eviction. Competition will be left in the ditch. Oh my God, it's too damn hot in this kitchen. The fishes of men are now swimming with fishes. Oops, my bad, I guess I'm moving too vicious. Verses sold, I gotta put them on your wish list. Bless my soul, cause I'm dodging your little hit list. I guess you know, you just lost another witness.
Gotta let me go, gotta let me go, gotta let me go. Gotta let me go, gotta let me go, gotta let me go right now. Gotta let me go, gotta let me go, gotta let me go. Gotta let me go, gotta let me go, gotta let me go, I'm out of here. I can do anything, fuck your opinions and energy. I finally got the epitome. My biggest hindrance was God can't do nothing but fail. Greater is me. I never needed your deity. All of this human capacity. When it gets rough, I can pick myself up and prevail. Cause I don't need anything other than people who fuck with me. Good business, it starts with good company. That's why your boy is obsessed with community. Cause greater is we. We can create opportunity, doing what God never did, cause a God never could, but a people is all we need. Gotta let me go, gotta let me go, gotta let me go, yeah. Gotta let me go, gotta let me go, gotta let me go right now. Gotta let me go, gotta let me go.
What's up, family? Happy Sunday. This is our first Sunday session of 2025. Man, how are y'all doing out there? Did you make it to the new year? Are you still with us? Are you still together? Are you still beautiful? I hope you are. Yes. Man, I know that's right. We attractive around here. But listen, welcome to BridgeCity Global. For those of you who do not know, BridgeCity is a group of people from all over the globe who are committed to building community beyond superstition. My name is DaranteLaMar, and I'm so glad that you're here with us for another weekend of Sunday sessions. The conversations that we have here are absolutely transformative. For Sundays, our focus is people. That's kind of like my manifesto. It's the people, stupid. And we're excited to be here, helping people, uplifting people, edifying people, giving people a safe space to have conversation is really what it's all about. All right, so since March of this year, our community experiment has grown, and many of you are witness to that growth. Many of you are, well, all of you are part of that growth. We've grown from 52 to over 6,200 subscribers. Wow. That's 6,200 subscribers. We just started adding this stat in our Sunday session opening like 4 weeks ago. And now every week it is a different number. So we're still growing. This is absolutely amazing. I'm so proud to be a part of this community. I'm so excited to know all of you. I often lament to my wife that it's amazing to me that with the work we're doing now, nobody who is on our team, nobody who is in our corner is somebody we knew last year. Yeah. Everybody is, man. It kind of make me want, honestly, if I was still a Christian, it'd make me want to preach. I'd be like, won't he do it? Just happened overnight. God will send you a Sunday, you know, all that jazz. But no, obviously this has been the byproduct of hard work, really intentional conversations, and really connecting with the people who make this channel and this community what it is. And so I have to thank you all for that. Yes. All right. So also introduce yourself, man. Whether you're watching alone with a friend or a group, we invite you to participate in these transformative conversations with us as we work together as a community to connect over personal exploration and global elevation. If you haven't already, join our Discord campus and introduce yourself so we can get to know you and we can continue building. And we'll actually drop that Discord link in the chat for you if you don't have it already. And speaking of community, if you happen to get here early on Sundays, consider dropping in on our pre-session meet and greets in Discord to get to know some of our awesome community members, because that's where the power of community is. It's working together, getting to know the people that are in this community and finding ways that we can connect, that we can interact, and that we can help build some things that are going to be, dare I say it, life-changing, you know? And if you haven't already, I feel like I've said if you haven't already a lot today. If you haven't already, that might be the name of it. That would be a good movie. I feel like Jason Bateman would be in that movie. Like I want to see like Jason Bateman and Kathy Bates in a movie called If You Haven't Already. You know, and then just throw a random person in there like Kevin Hart just to make it, you know, I'd go see that. I'd see a movie with Jason Bateman, Kathy Bates, and Kevin Hart. Yeah, I'd watch that. All right. So back to regularly scheduled programming. I'm sorry. If you haven't already, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that alert notification bell, share this video, check out the poll in the chat to let us know if you're a first-time guest or a regular, and consider joining, supporting, or connecting with this community, channel, or content in any way that makes sense for you. And of course, check out our merch and our books, man. We have them everywhere. You can find our books on Amazon. You can find our merch on windowshop.dldd.us. That's window with a Y. And you can find our merch right here on YouTube. So, you know, check it out. And so before we move on to our next segment of the session, if you find this community and these conversations valuable, and you want community to spread like wildfire all over the U.S., if that's something you're looking to make happen, then will you take a moment to share this stream so that it reaches someone who might be in some sincere need of secular community this weekend?
You know, I thought I'd reach out and
touch somebody's hand, make this world a better place.
What?
If you can reach. And now look here just to sing it.
Timmy.
Timmy Turner. He was such a poor burner. I'm sorry. All right, I'm back. Sunday sessions. Good morning, everybody. She did it. You blame her. You blame her. She did it. I think we did something. Why we be jumping genres when we do songs in our Sunday conversations?
For sure.
But if you did share this video, please let us know in the chat just by typing "I shared this," and that just and if someone types that in the chat, make sure you put a star on it so we'll know. But thank you all so much. I think that's the end of my part, right? Am I done?
Yes.
All right, passing it over to you.
And now we're gonna give you some Bridge City news. If you don't know, now you know. I'm Darnaya Darice, and I'm so glad to have you here as well. It's the first Sunday of 2025, specifically January 5th, 2025. Got a little.
Oh, 15, 25.
Yeah, come on, 15.
15, 1, 5, 25, 1. Oh my goodness.
No, so while you're sharing this video, while you're at it, go ahead and let us know if this is your first time being here. We would love to shout you out. We would love to get you over in Discord, as we put the link in the chat earlier, and get to know you a bit. But whether you've been here for the first time or for a long time, let us know where you're watching from. If you haven't already in the past, just throw in the chat. You could throw in the state. You could throw in the city and state if you're comfortable with that. We love to keep track of that so we know where you all are. And of course, we want to keep track so maybe one day we can come to see you at some point. All right. We're so excited because there's so many things going on. Of course, this week, we have some of our members are getting together, our Discord members. So join us for a casual conversation with host Cal and Diane Green. That's going to be on January 9th at 8 o'clock p.m.
I'm so excited about
Central, that. That's PST, I believe. So it'll be 6 o'clock Central our time, I think.
I think Discord shows it in everybody's time. Look at it on Discord.
Yeah, we'll get confused. But go ahead and join us for a casual conversation. In order to do this thing, art and dance of being human, we want to have open conversations. There's no scripts, no filters. It's just everybody coming in, putting their input and thought on what it means to exist and connect and grow and meet some new people. So if you can make it, go ahead and show up there. We're going to drop the link to Diane Green's YouTube channel.
Yay.
Go ahead and support All right. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell so you can see the interviews and conversations that she have on her end as well. And also, if you haven't already, consider getting involved in one or more of our online groups to expand your personal development and community experience. And if you don't see a group that reflects your interests, reach out to Dale Gray. You can reach out to Cal. You can reach out to me on Discord. We will work with you to get you supported with the helpful resources you need to launch the new group. We did have another session of Bridge City Dreaming. Thank you all for all those who showed up yesterday. I mean, people were popping in. We definitely appreciate it. We hope you enjoyed the information that was shared, and we hope it gets you excited and motivated to get active, and so we can continue to grow.
Yay.
And of course, Wednesdays. He didn't have it this Wednesday,
Did not.
but we'll be coming back. All right. For January for Bible study with the ex-pastor at 5 p.m. Central. So look out for that. He is still in the book of Leviticus.
Unfortunately, we are still in the book of Leviticus. I've made a commitment to go through every book, and we're not skipping any of them like I would when I was a pastor. So not skipping.
Not jumping the broom.
No, we're reading every single fucking word until I get pissed the fuck off.
Yes, and it's also on Spotify. So if you're on Spotify, you like listening to things on Spotify, go support.
Yes, we on Spotify.
Well, and hey, it's that time again. It is the first Sunday of the month of the year. So you know what that means? It's going to be an Ex-Pastor calling show tonight. So make sure you come back after this. Don't get tired. Take a little nap, go eat, and then come right back at 5 p.m. Central, okay? Hang out with us. If you have some questions, you can get them answered live as well. We had such a great time with the last one in December, so I know this one's going to be great as well. And lastly, or almost lastly, we will be coming to, or we plan to come to Raleigh in the spring of 2025. We're so excited about the opportunity to be able to put something together. And so we have different levels of what we can put together based on funding and support and things of that nature. So if you're anywhere near the area interested in supporting it, let us know in the chat. Let us know in Discord. We created a crowdfunding page for those that's interested in supporting the event financially. We'll throw that link in the chat as well. We also rolled out some new merch that pertains to this event so that people can support that way. So we always give you options, different ways to support, okay? And those of you who are interested in playing a part in the planning and managing or participating in the event, we rolled out a new Discord channel called BC Raleigh. Yes. So let's get the party started. Jump in BC Raleigh. Let us know what you can do, what you're open to, how much time you can contribute. That would be great. So we're going to drop the merch link in the chat as well. If it hasn't already, you can go to Windows Shop. We're also going to drop the link to our Google Calendar. So if you want to support or help out, if you have 3 hours on Sundays or Wednesdays and you want to just drop in and help on those days behind the scenes, please type "I'll help" in the chat, and our moderators will make sure that you'll get access to the link and Discord, because you can just sign up on the calendar. It should be good for you. Thank you. We appreciate that as well. We appreciate all those who have been helping thus far and who have helped last year as well. We get to stay last year.
We get to stay last year, yes. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, so crazy.
Before you move on real quick, I just wanted to hit the Raleigh thing again. Listen, if you're, well, number one, wherever you are, let us know, because that's how we plan these things. And we're starting this year, but we plan this to be a thing moving forward as we're getting communities established and helping other people build local community where they are. We're going to be traveling every year to the places where we have these hubs of support. So please let us know where you're watching from. If you're in the U.S., let us know city and state. If you're outside of the U.S., let us know whatever else it is. Province, I think, but whatever else, let us know so that we can continue to build out our map. And definitely, if you're in Raleigh and you want to help, please let us know. We definitely need to identify our points of contact in Raleigh ASAP. So if you're out there, you're excited and you're ready for Bridge City weekends to come to the Raleigh area in the spring, and you're willing to help us, that date will be around, which is tentative, but we're aiming for the weekend of April 19th and April 420. We're starting a new series of conversations that weekend entitled Happy Little Accidents. and I think it's going to be off the damn chain. So we'll see how this goes, but please let us know. If you're watching this now or later, tell us where you're watching from. And if you're specifically watching from Raleigh, we definitely need to hear from you if you're excited about it. And go ahead and add to that. Jump in the Discord and jump in the chat that my wife just mentioned. All right.
Yes, yes. And if you're looking to get active with BridgeCity Global in general on what we do on Sundays, inside and outside of here, check out our guide of resources and make sure to join us every first Sunday in Discord for our Bridge City Dreaming Community Development Series as well. And if you have some extra time after the show, don't forget, consider hanging out with some of our awesome members in Discord in the post-session hangout. Every Sunday, our community hosts a pre-session meet and greet when we can, and a post-session hangout as well for those who want to continue to the conversation or just hang out and meet other people and build community that way. So it's a great way to keep some of those connections going, right, and cultivate community. So we love to see you there as well.
Yes.
And if you have any other upcoming events that on your end that you would like us to add to our news segment, please drop your announcements in the promote stuff channel on Discord. So you got to be in Discord because
that's where everything is. Everything is in Discord. That's our campus.
And if you're curious just how many people are working hard to make this community possible, make sure you stay to the end because we do show the credits so that you can see that way as well. And that is all.
All right. All right. Well, normally, I don't want to say normally, but every now and then we've been doing music right after the news. Ooh, joining from South Carolina. Oh, Aubrey, let us know what city you're in so we can add you to our map. That is awesome. 13 Miles from Ottawa. That was one of my favorite movies. We'll talk about that. But we have done a musical interlude in a few of these. I was actually planning on doing one today. Sound stuff didn't work out right the way that I wanted it to. And honestly, I just don't have the time to always make things work the way that I want to. But what I have done is there is a forum in Discord now for anybody who's interested in being a part of our musical endeavors as a community, which we're just calling Bridge City Music. We need singers, we need musicians, songwriters, all different types of things. So we can start building and leaning into the musical component of our community. So if you're interested, you let us know. Oh man, Detroit, born and raised in Detroit in St. Clair Shores, Michigan. That's what I'm talking about. Right. Yes. All right. So we'll jump into this series. If you're interested, there's a forum in Discord. If you're interested in helping out in music and becoming a part of the musical team, there is a forum in Discord. All right, so let's open this up. Jeffrey Sachs, an economist who works with the United Nations, has emphasized the centrality of cooperative models of economics for the future survival of our species. He contends boldly that humans must forge a new era of cooperation on a global scale in order to survive. In this weekend's conversation, we're going to explore the efficacy of taking a cooperative approach to community economics and ultimately global elevation. This series aims to challenge participants to rethink economics from the lens of human-centric values. By grounding conversations in history and principles like self-determination and cooperation, we empower the community to take collective responsibility for shaping a sustainable and inclusive future. By the time we conclude today's conversation, my hope is that every single member, supporter, and subscriber of this community will have a clear understanding of just how valuable your presence and contributions are to our growing community. Today, we're talking about the cooperative economics, the power that we all have to make a difference, and the possibilities that present themselves when we work together. Now, as has become custom around here in the city, will you help us put some energy in the chat by doing a little different this time? Tag somebody and just say the power of we. Tag somebody and type the power of we in the chat. The power of we. Let me go ahead because I said I'm going to start typing too. We're going to type it in. It's like the greeting period in church.
The music playing.
Music playing, everybody walking around, hugging each other, other people just standing around looking at each other, trying not to get hugged. You know, look, I did it wrong. Muttley followed instructions.
The power we.
right?
Where's my
Yeah, look at that. That's funny. And of course, if you love this community, go ahead and start a fire in the comment section too. We do, or which you might have to, I don't know how YouTube does it, but comments help too, even after the live.
Yes, after the live. And so before we go any further, we're going to define some terms here and get some of these definitions out. So the first one is cooperate. What does it mean to cooperate? And that is work jointly toward the same end, working in cooperation to the same goal, the same result. Economics. What does economics mean? Careful management of valuable resources. And I know this whole series, we've been talking some weeks about economics, right? What does it mean to be cooperative? So you have the ability to cooperate, and then you can have a cooperative. And that is any autonomous association of people working together voluntarily to meet shared economic, social, cultural needs and aspirations through a jointly owned and operated entity. That word jointly keeps popping up, right?
Yeah.
What is cooperative? A cooperative economy. And that is an economic system that emphasizes shared resources, mutual aid, and collective ownership. It's based on the idea that economic practices can be more sustainable and equitable when people work together to meet their needs instead of competing. And it's funny because my husband always talks about he never liked competition. And so that's pretty funny. So at a very base level, a cooperative economy is created anytime people are working and giving towards a collective purpose. From an economic perspective, our goal is for Bridge City to be a self-organizing community with global cooperative economic model that enables us to support our members regardless of where they are across the globe, right? That's the ultimate goal, right? And while we get that, this is an audacious goal. Based on what we understand about organizational growth, we are convinced that it is possible and plausible that if we work together, we can create tangible solutions for the world that we live in.
I love it. I love it.
Indoor.
That's it. Yeah. And so in order to get there, we have to get really comfortable working together, right? And one of the biggest barriers that I find to getting people to work together is people who are waiting for permission, right?
Yeah.
You're waiting for someone. Many times people are waiting for somebody to tell them you can do this or you should do this or you need to do it this way. I like to call this the Orphan Complex. And it's fairly common anytime people are introduced to a social environment that they have no familial connection with. So I kind of grew up in an orphan type of context, lived with a lot of different people. There was always the anxiety of, oh, I don't want to mess up their stuff, because if I mess up their stuff, then I'm back on the streets. You know what I'm saying? People approach work like that. People approach volunteering like that. Anything that kind of pre-existed before they got there and they don't feel that familial connection with, there is what's that word? It's trepidation about trying to get involved in it. So this is typically characterized by a constant fear of breaking something and losing the affection of the social figure or group. I'm sincerely working on ways as we grow our core teams to make it clear that we expect you to break things because we're learning as we go. And I sincerely hope that you not only get comfortable with it, but you get excited about it, because there's so much that can be learned from our fuck ups. We're not trying to create an organism, if you will, where there's this constant perfection pressure. I think that's one of the downfalls of many churches. You can't really do anything very productive if you're always under the pressure of perfection. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And of course, perfection is a fucking illusion. It's mythology.
It gets you to not do anything at all.
Absolutely. Yep.
Stall.
You're stalling yourself out. So we're working on ways to get everybody comfortable with, like, nope, I'm gonna try it and see what happens. You know, that's right. Don't cry over spilled milk. Just clean it up and pour another. That's absolutely right. I tell this story a few times because it it was like a moment for me. I was like, wow, people are really like this. My sister that came over our house years ago, this one was in the other house, and she had some peanuts, and they looked amazing. Like somebody made like a peanut crab boil.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, I'm ready to jump into this. I mean, it's just sausages, peanuts, boiled eggs, and stuff like that. I'm like, I'm getting into this. And so she went to warm them up on my stove, and then I was outside on the porch talking to whoever, and then she comes up, oh, I'm so sorry, and I'm like, what's going on? And she's like, oh, I done messed up. And so I'm thinking like she done burnt down the kitchen or something. So I go in there and I'm just like, oh, the peanuts are burnt. You know, it's no big deal. Like she was in real tears. She was in real shock. She was having a real moment of fear that my brother is going to be so mad at me, and this is going to create some conflict and things of that nature. And of course, I just looked at her. I said, it's just a pot, you know.
Yeah, right. You don't burn pot.
Trust me, I burnt plenty of pots. But I realize that's the same way we have to be in community. And that's why that safe is one of our values. It's one of BridgeCity's values, is that we create a place that's truly safe for people. And a part of safety means that, you know, there is no retaliation for when you're messing up, especially if it's not intentional. Now, if it's intentional, that's a whole nother conversation. But this is a pain point that I do take seriously, because a major goal for me as a community developer is for our community to not only be self-sustaining, but to also be self-organizing, right? So self-organization is a process where individuals create structure by interacting with each other rather than instruction from authority. And I want to say that again. Self-organization is a process where individuals create structure, infrastructure, by interacting with each other, not from instruction from an authority. Yeah. I prefer that mode because, number one, it leads to healthier relationships. And number two, it leads to faster results, you know? Yeah. And we had an excellent example of that this week when I think Diane had joined the Discord. Her and Kyle had a conversation. They put together an event that's on the Discord. Nobody checked in with me. And that's exactly what I want. Yeah. You know, like that's how you build community. Like just to kind of give you a way to visualize this. Let's think of it like as if it was a community. Let's just say I'm the mayor. You know, I'm the mayor. You want to play basketball at the local rec center. You don't have to ask the mayor's permission to play basketball at the rec center. You know, you want to throw a picnic at a local park. You don't have to ask the mayor's permission, you know, but that's how you get, that's how things get started. That's why groups are so pivotal to our vision, to our mission, to our strategy, because the more and more our community starts talking to each other, the more you realize things that can make this community stronger. And then you become a part of what makes it strong, you know? And so major shout out to Kyle and Diane. That was beautiful. I cannot wait for the event. I might be in a meeting at the same time, but I'm going to do my best to be there because that's what we want to happen. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? More, and I want everybody who's watching this, who's a part of our community, I want you to know that's the safety you have. And it's like, okay, but what if I do something and it ends up being messed up? You likely will. You likely will. But we're going to roll through it together. So the more I learned about cooperative economics, I realized that I'd been a part of multiple cooperatives during my tenure in Christian ministry. The majority of churches and church associations that I've worked with meet every technical definition of the word. Now, this epiphany did drive my disappointment in Black churches for not using more cooperative strategies to provide tangible change for its members. I believe I've even shared how I began to look back over my own time as a senior pastor who had every desire to generate sustainable change and growth, but was completely blind to the very cooperative strategy that was allowing our church to exist. So for sure, Kingdom Central, which was the name of my church, did a lot for the community. And I think I've talked about that. We did a lot, but there was so much more that we could have been doing for our members. And in that vein of thinking, we're going to jump into a little thought experiment.
And I love that, Carrie. Innovation takes cooperation.
Yes, it does. Yes. I like that.
Yes, I love that. And if you notice, we have a growing YouTube community generating revenue from various sources like ad revenue, super chat, Patreon, PayPal donations, product sales, and soon sponsorship. So we thank you for that as well. And in this series, we've been doing a little deep dive, having a deeper conversation about giving, cooperative economics, and the power of working together, right? And so the ultimate goal is to empower BridgeCity Global to be more than just a chat and comment section. It's great here, but we want to do more. We want to expand more and really make a global impact. And so by intentionally and cooperatively working together, our bridge can be a catalyst opportunity where nearly any member's talent can find a place and opportunity to shine in support of our shared audacious vision. So let's explore how collective work and decision-making, transparent financial practices, and strategic investments in member skills and needs can transform a loose-knit YouTube following, all right, into a thriving ecosystem that not only funds itself, but opens doors for volunteers and supporters to step into compensated roles, okay? If we say we're compensated, all right? That benefit the community as resources grow. So we're going to use BridgeCity Global as the subject of this experiment. So let's walk through a brief snapshot of this BridgeCity Global, of where BridgeCity Global is today.
All right, so since we're talking about cooperative economics, and so this conversation is going to flow a little different, we're going to use BridgeCity as the subject of our thought experiment. And this thought experiment is, how can us working together as a cooperative community, even with being online and separated, how can this help us, number one, achieve our mission? But number two, which of course, if we are achieving our mission, we're already creating a benefit for the members of our community. But what are other benefits that we can create for our community? So to give you a snapshot of where we are now, we'll call this stage one. This is the foundation. This is year one. We will complete year one in March. Our first Sunday session was on Easter, which means our anniversary every year, if we keep it on Easter, is going to be a moving date.
Yeah.
Which I'm not mad at that. I actually kind of like that. And I actually kind of want to keep it on Easter just for reasons. Yeah. But the current monthly revenue of our channel right now is about $700. Well, and that's not even just the channel. That's the channel. That's the books. That's the merch. And about 75% of that is from ad revenue on the Monday through Friday content. As far as our community size, we have 146 members on Discord, and we have 6,200 YouTube subscribers, a little bit more. Our primary focus in this phase, I'm sure you've kind of been seeing, is building trust, building engagement, and even with this series, understanding what it means to have a strong foundational financial health as an organization. So key goals in this, because we're talking about economics, right? Key goals in this is, I like that. Yes, the organization be reborn again every year. I like that. So some key goals, of course, is to stabilize and expand revenue streams, continue leveraging donations, book sales, and ad revenue from YouTube. We'll be developing events, workshops, and courses, some that'll be donation-based, some that'll be small fee-based. Of course, for members, that's part of the benefit for members. The membership has its privileges.
Okay.
Oh, man. That's right. There are many philosophies out there that don't have deities associated with the practices. Absolutely true. And then, of course, as I kind of open up with creating member benefits. So offer a member-driven mutual aid fund supported by a portion of monthly revenue for emergencies or small grants. And then, of course, we can leverage partnerships, to provide subsidized or free resources like mental health support referrals or professional development sessions. And that becomes incredibly helpful. And that's actually something that's easier to do because we already have some of these partnerships. But then another key goal would be to invest in volunteers and tools to enhance the online experience for everybody, And so when we're talking about member benefits, one of the what's one of the benefits of being a part of this community? Well, one of them is the elephant in the room is daily content and weekly conversations. I'm here Monday through Friday. Well, I won't be here tomorrow because I don't do first Mondays.
Right.
Don't do first Mondays just because there's so much going on the first weekend. But daily content for the most part, without fail, Monday through Friday, and then weekly community conversations. And I'm thinking about it. We were talking about it last night. We talked a little bit about it this morning. But there's something we used to do years ago called Midday Most, where every day at noon, I think we used to do it in the month of March.
Yeah.
We'd go live and just talk through some personal growth stuff, self-help stuff. It's basically like a secular devotional time, except for back then I was hiding the secular part because I was still in the closet. But we're thinking about likely starting those back on this channel, and hopefully including other people in it so it can stay fresh and rotated and diverse, and all those great things. But I would like to know how many of you would be interested in a daily, I don't want to use the word devotional. I don't like that word. So like a daily 30, 45 minute morning time, like power pump, feel good, very focused, meditation, affirmation type of stuff. Y'all chew on it and let me know what you think about it, because I think that might be cool. I think it might be cool.
Yeah.
So another benefit that members get is access to shared resources, which thanks to Alyssa, who's now on our research team, that's actually becoming a thing. Like now we actually have some resources that we can share with members. We also have a ton of ebooks right now that we can share with members. And then we're going to move forward and even start developing courses for our members, and I think this is going to be awesome. And then an idea that I had not thought of, but I came across this weekend. And again, this is something I'd love to see what y'all think about. A Skillshare board where members can exchange their talents, so you just have maybe somebody needs graphic design and somebody else needs resume work, and let's make a match. But I thought that was really cool.
An exchange of talent.
An exchange of talents. That's right. That's right.
And so with defining cooperative economics in the online context of BridgeCity Global, let's just touch on a little bit on what it is or what it means to have a collective investment in shared returns. So think about each view, comment, share, reaction, live chat, super chat, or Patreon or YouTube pledge as a small investment from the community. The returns come in the form of new content, new services, and eventually the creation of roles that compensate active contributors. And so as revenue scales, we can reinvest in the community, building an internal talent marketplace where members' abilities are matched to community needs. For instance, editing, project management, design, leadership, hospitality, and for those in need of new projects, new show segments, behind the scenes, administration, outreach, all of that can be done with that collective investment, right?
Absolutely.
And so with transparent financial practices, we would get into the flow of publishing monthly or quarterly updates of how much ad revenue, donations, or membership money that had came in and how it was spent, which fosters trust, right? We're doing that cooperations, being transparent and building that trust at the same time. This is a cooperative principle. If we're asking people to co-invest in our vision, it's imperative that we show you all the books, if you will, so you all will feel ownership in the community. It also ensures everyone grasps how small contributions, when combined, have a huge impact.
Absolutely. And so we've kind of walked through like where we are now from year one. Between year 2 or 3, we may jump. We may be doing anywhere between 2,500 to 5,000 monthly revenue. Community size could be projected to be about 500 Discord members, about 15,000 YouTube subscribers, which if we hit 15,000 YouTube subscribers in the next year or so, that would blow my mind. The primary focus at that level would be expanding community impact and fostering more cooperative initiatives. So key goals would be form member-led initiatives like outreach services, career coaching networks, and even small business incubators. You can also allocate funds to lease a small multi-purpose space for in-person events and member meetups in central areas. So again, that's that. I love it. Yes.
Come on, audacious go.
What they say, speak those things that be not. Let me stop. Yeah, charismatics are weird, man. But no, so you get to, we're keeping that map so we can have know where those hubs are and know where we can invest at. But obviously we see spaces, then it's time, and especially we're doing that type of revenue, then it's time to, hey, let's invest in spaces so people can physically meet up and make things happen. And then also we can begin offering stipends for community leaders or volunteers who help manage projects and who help manage events, that's the first step of having a solid community economy, is being able to compensate the people who are contributing their time and their labor.
Yeah.
Especially those who have to give it, their task will require them to give it a minimum of a part-time focus. And like, yeah, we don't want any slaves out here, you know?
No.
And that is actually something we're building into the way we operate, is defining what it means to be a volunteer and drawing that line really hard and saying, no, if we define volunteers as 10 hours or less, then nobody needs to be doing over 10 hours for volunteers. And it's an integrity and an ethic issue for me. Man.
It reminds you of praise.
Right. Oh, praise. Oh, yes. Oh, my goodness. And then also creating micro investment opportunities. You can develop a cooperative fund where members can pitch small community impact projects and receive seed funding. That's the power of cooperative economics. Absolutely. So potential member benefits from that is opportunity to participate in funded activities, of course, and again, physical meetups that strengthen relationships and promote local connections.
Yes, so turning volunteers into paid roles as revenue increases is a major goal. And so mapping out those skill sets is what we like to do. And we have been doing that slowly but surely, right?
Yes.
And so how do we do that? We start by identifying the major tasks our community needs: video editing, community moderation, event planning, writing scripts, creative direction, marketing, et cetera, and then poll our members to see who has experience or interest in those areas. So volunteers can fill these gaps initially, but as we get more ad revenue, sales revenue, and donations, we can gradually transition the most critical volunteer roles into part-time or even full-time paid positions.
Yep. How did you get all the ones with the money stuff? Like, man. So then we can kind of, taking this thought experiment a little further, let's go to stage 3, where we're maybe between 4 to 5 years old as an organization. Maybe at that moment bringing in somewhere around 10,000 monthly revenue, 2,000 folk on Discord, 50,000 YouTube subscribers. Yeah, now we get 50,000. Oh my goodness, I might grow my hair back out. We get to 50,000. And the primary focus at that level is establishing those physical spaces and building a sustainable economic ecosystem that is globally affiliated. The goals would be opening community centers in key cities funded through a combination of revenue and cooperative fundraising, design spaces for multi-purpose use for hosting workshops, small business pop-ups, performances, childcare. When you're dealing with communities, the list is literally unlimited.
Yes.
We can launch member-centric services, provide, at that level, when you're working cooperatively, and again, as I remind from the, oh yes, shout out to the Atheist Odyssey. Are they watching today? Are they doing a watch party today? Woohoo! That is so freaking awesome, man. I love that. That's beautiful to me. That's beautiful to me. But yeah, the more we grow cooperatively and understanding that we live in a society right now, and I think that was last week's conversation, that even when you can't give financially, you're still contributing economically by liking, by viewing, by sharing, by commenting, by, you know, every time you come in here, that's generating revenue for this community. And that's something to be absolutely proud of.
Yeah.
But the more we continue to build and the stronger infrastructure we get, we can expand those benefits to things like being able to provide group health insurance plans.
Yes. Oh man, health insurance.
What you say?
Much needed. A lot.
What you
much
say?
needed. For
Well,
a lot
as we
of
see,
people.
according to recent events,
Yeah.
it's a hot button issue.
Yeah.
But even housing resources for members in need, low interest loans and grants for members pursuing educational or entrepreneurial endeavors. That's the power of cooperative community. And none of these things that I'm suggesting are things that exist somewhere in, you know, I don't know, Fugazi land. I was going to say Swaziland. I'm like, no, that's a place. But no, these are things that cooperatives are already doing, you know, pretty much all over the nation and in other places. So these things are things that we could easily do as we cooperate. And then as we continue to scale, members would get access to large scale programs like scholarships, career advancement opportunities, and even community managed housing. Use of community space for personal events and business ventures that cost I can't find a limit once I sit down and start talking.
Yes, and so using the community as catalyst in a global context, what does that look like? So having local hubs, getting that global reach. So as the community fosters a global audience, some members might cluster in different regions, which we're already seeing in some areas like California, and North Carolina. And so encouraging local watch parties and meetups not only spreads the secular cooperative message, but further also test potential for local leaders. So if certain locations flourish, we can think about sponsoring local events or trainings. Again, an opportunity for new roles or short-term paid gigs for members skilled in event planning. All right. And then also using the cooperative and collaborative approach, having collaborative productions, which we love. Can't wait.
Yes.
As the artists can't wait to have that. But the cooperative approach invites guest collaborators like a rotating panel of community members who propose new show segments or creative spin-offs. You know, this mirrors a co-op structure. Members have a stake in the outcome and share in the credit or revenue generated. And so the more the community sees members doing this, stepping up and benefiting, the stronger the incentive to keep building collectively. And so from a thought experiment perspective, our community can utilize cooperative economics to transition from a well-meaning group of viewers to a robust hub where members contribute time, money, and skills for the mutual benefit of all involved. And the key is to acknowledge, organize, communicate, nurture those things. So acknowledge that every new bit of revenue or donation is an investment in the collective potential. Organize decision-making and roles so they reflect our mission, not just top-down preferences. This is why the formation of groups within the community will be critical. Also, communicate revenue goals and thresholds for hiring clearly so members know their support tangibly leads to community expansion. And nurturing local meetups, watch parties, and volunteer projects that can become stepping stones for more professional and compensated positions. We would definitely love to do that. So by weaving these principles together, trust, transparency, shared decision-making, and consistent reinvestment in members' talents, we generate an organizational culture that thrives on synergy rather than mere individualism. And that's always been a goal for my husband in every work that he does, is to incorporate the collective and not just the individual. So we love that. And so this living model can stand as a potent alternative to typical economic frameworks, illustrating that purpose, collaboration, and community-driven growth can produce both personal fulfillment and tangible success. even starting from a humble online platform.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so we did a series called Do the Work. So what is cooperative economics? Cooperative economics is doing the work together, which is what we've been doing. And again, we spent quite a few weeks reminding everyone that even the smallest things that you do are contributing. And that's why our community is growing, because you're giving it energy. You know, we described work in the last series as energy applied. You're applying energy every time you type something in the chat, every time you type something in the comments, every time you like, share, every time you watch, every time you hit that alert notification bell, every time you participate in a survey, you are in this community generated a flow of income and a flow of revenue. That is a beautiful thing. Those are the small steps that we are doing together. In this next part of the conversation, we want to talk through some of the benefits of giving in the context of cooperative economics as a community. And you can find this information in chapter 4 of our Bridge City Giving, a guide to proportionate and purposeful giving. That's in that library thing that we showed you. And of course, we now have a Sunday sessions chat in Discord, where we'll be dropping all of the resources that we dropped in the conversations in that chat, so you can find it. So we're going to talk through this real quick. The first one is, how do members benefit from giving? All right. Your contributions, whether it is monetary giving or you giving of your time, giving of your, I don't want to say labor, but that's what it is. Your contributions have a ripple effect, benefiting both the community and you as a member. So what is the first thing giving does? Giving pays our bills, point blank period, for as a community. So in this case, it's the main thing that we have is production costs. StreamYard, Canva, MailChimp, which that's not necessarily production, but it goes in there. MailChimp. I feel like I'm missing some more. Oh yeah, this stuff right here. This is a mic arm and a mic, which the mic was free. The mic arm is new. But so that operational cost is where that starts at. And then anything maintenance and upgrades. Now, obviously right now, because we're online, we have very, very little overhead, zero actually. So, but that's just one of the ways that finances are, that people get benefits from, benefits that members get from member-based organizations. Another one is maintenance and upgrades, ensuring that our spaces and platforms are safe, welcoming, and up to date. And that will actually need some more thought, because I think I'm gonna bring that one up in the next Bridge City Dreaming section. Because when you're talking about physical space and you're talking about security, it's a different thing. But when you're online, having security is not having somebody watching something. This is software at this point.
Right. So
this is keeping people's information private, confidential, and stuff like that. But another, giving funds outreach to the world we live in, so we can support programs that exist beyond our immediate communities to make a global impact. We can contribute to efforts that provide relief and support in times of crisis. Giving creates jobs for our members. And I think that one has been we've talked about that one a lot today.
Yeah.
But it creates employment opportunities, funding positions within Bridge City for administrative, programmatic, and operational roles that better equip our community to reach further and faster. Yes. Also provides avenues for members to develop new skills and advance their careers. And I think I'm telling you, and I think I hit that last week, I think that's one of the most overlooked parts of volunteers, man. If I was never a volunteer, I would not be able to work the places that I work now, because nobody would have given me a shot to do the job. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But because there were things in my community that people needed that type of work, I could just do it there for free, and therefore giving myself that experience, qualified my own damn self.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so skill development is a big one, and I think it's one that people sleep on until you're actually a part of a community and you realize how much better you've gotten at something that was important to you. Giving also provides help for our friends, offering support to fellow members facing hardships through benevolence bonds or special programs fosters a culture of care where we look out for one another. And that's something that we should be. I mean, right now we're still growing, but that's something that I want to always be easy for us. You know, I want us to grow so healthily, so strong that anytime any one of the members of our community is going through a hard time, that it's not even a question.
Yeah.
We can accommodate because we have a large community. You know, the larger our community grows, the easier it is to help people. In that sense, you know,
because it's better to, instead of think of one person or two people having to gather funds or resources or space even versus 50 or 1,000 or 2,000. 2,000 people gave $1. That's quickly $2,000
for that person. It's very easy. The math works, man. Giving also builds schools for children. You know, investing in learning opportunities for children and youth within our communities. We can nurture next generation to become more informed, compassionate, and leaders. And I hope by going through this information, we're letting you see really just the power of we. I mean, that's what this conversation is about. This is what, there's nothing special, no magic that really has to happen here. The only thing that has to happen is we just need to be committed to working together, doing the things that we can do as they make sense for us. And if you are a person who can do more without it hurting you, do more. If you're the person who can give 10 hours, give 10 hours. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you're the person that can only give 2 hours, be proud as fuck for those 2 hours that you give, right? Because nobody's going to beat you up. You know, giving supports development for our neighborhoods, funding initiatives that improve our local environment and quality of life, and collaborating with other organizations to amplify our impact. And that's really, I think that's going to be a very healthy place for us as we get more Bridge City campuses started in localities, is as those campuses begin to grow, their partnership with other organizations, I think is going to help them stand out. And it's ultimately going to do something to, in my mind, I have a sneaky suspicion that these types of moves are going to help in normalizing non-belief. You know, it's going to help normalize having community without belief. You know, man, this is good. All right, and then giving births businesses through our members. We can provide resources and support for members to start and grow their own businesses. We can encourage self-sufficiency and innovation within our community. This is one of those areas that I started when I say I look back on my church days with disappointment. This is definitely one of
the area, because it's crazy, because some people may actually have an old building that someone can use, or a warehouse or a shed, you know.
Well, I mean, even if it ain't an old building, most churches have a building that they're only doing something in Sunday and Wednesday. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, oh man, there's so many things that could have been done with that space. There's so many resources that could have been created. That could have been a whole incubator. You know what I'm saying? Which brings us to the next one. Giving makes room for entrepreneurship. Creating environments where ideas can flourish and businesses can thrive. Connecting entrepreneurs with mentors, investors, and peers. And that's the power of what I also call communal giving. When you're giving as a part of a community, you know, those are some of those benefits. And then the last one for this one is giving supports programs for our people. And I think I want to sit there for a little bit. Giving allows us to fund programs that enrich our community life. And it also allows us to offer programs that promote physical, mental, and emotional well-being, right? So right now, we could probably look at all of this and say, man, all that stuff is great. And it is. Like, it is all absolutely phenomenal. Mathematically, we're not there yet. Yeah. You know? But the beauty is we're on our way, because we got here way faster than anybody expected. And I'm telling you, it's kind of making a splash. I know I have former mentors who are looking at me and now judging their spiritual sons by me, which is fucked up. You know what I'm saying? That's about as fucked can get. But because they're terrified, because this isn't supposed to be happening. We should not have gone from 52 to 6,200. That should have happened. That's not how that works. That's not how YouTube works. Not for little me, anyway. Not for little me. No, something here is happening that I couldn't have predicted, you know. But I think it's because we have hit a nerve. And that nerve, well I know it. Again, for those of you who were in the community development series with us yesterday, I've talked to Secularity. I just had a conversation with Secularity about this the day before yesterday, that there is a need for people-centric community that meets weekly to do more than just debate and counter politics. We can have some of that. I mean, and that's the thing I want to make clear. I'm not shitting on that stuff. I'm not saying counter apologist is bad or debates are bad. That's just, I'm saying when every room I'm in with other atheists and other non-believers, the cry that I continuously hear is I need community.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I need community, you know. And that should be of no surprise because we are a social species, you know. So that's why we kind of do this work, to create space where people can feel like themselves, so they can be them best self. You're never going to be able to do your best work until you feel like your best self.
Best self, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And that's why a major part of our purpose as a community is to be a better way to connect, to help people find better ways to connect. Whether that's connecting with the world around you, whether that's connecting with your goals and aspirations and dreams, or it's just connecting with yourself. Now, I think we are doing a fucking good job at it. What y'all think? What y'all think? I think we're doing a good job. I think we're doing one hell of a job, especially considering that nobody saw this coming and that most of us didn't even know each other prior to February. This has, if I believed in magic, I'd say this has been magical. But it's not magical. It's the power of we. Mm-hmm. It's the power of we. Malcolm X used to say, even illness becomes wellness when you change the I with we. You know what I'm saying? That's what preacher talk about.
Oh, yeah, that's a good line right there.
You know, man. So we need this community. That's why we're building community. And your support, your giving, whether it's financial or digital, financial or digital. I don't know whether it's financial or otherwise. Your contributions are helping us make this type of splash. And I am completely overwhelmed with just wondering what it's going to look like next year. And so if you are one of those people who, you know, say, I got 99 problems and money is about all of them, please don't feel pressured. Not about the finance. Don't do that. What I'd ask for you to do to help create value for your community is like every fucking video you can. Be the best liking video person out there in the world. Make sure can't nobody like a video like you can.
We thank you, man.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, I love it. Man, I love that. That is beautiful. That is mind blowing to me. That's mind blowing. All right, I'm gonna shut up because I'll keep going.
Yeah. So all in all, reaching a global cooperative economic model from a humble starting point requires a blend of honesty, acknowledging real costs, incremental expansion, pilot like watch parties and thrift stores, strategic content production, leveraging existing online audience, for instance, community-driven innovation, and eventually paid roles for sustainability. So that's all this talk is about. So we can do, that's a lot. That's a mouthful.
Yep.
But we can do it again if we all continue to come together, if we all continue to grow and contribute in the ways that we can. And the ways that you can may change as time goes on. You know, it may be different levels, and that's fine, and that's great if it increases as well. And so the path isn't linear or guaranteed, But following these considerations, let us gradually evolve from a small volunteer-based group into a network of a thriving secular communities that support each other economically, ethically, and culturally on a global stage. And so a community's strength lies in its ability to work together towards common goals. Shared responsibility enhances collective resilience. I love that, collective resilience.
Yes, Carrie, we gotta get Carrie in Discord. I know she said I think she gotta get something, but maybe we got a Facebook presence too. We don't do much over there, but we need to because you've been talking some good stuff for the last 2 weeks, and I've been peeping it. But no, I love this. We hope y'all enjoyed this conversation today. This was actually shorter than I thought it was going to be. I thought this one was going to be super duper long, and I cut a lot of stuff out of this one. I cut a lot of stuff because it was initially 10 pages of notes, and I was like, oh, that's way too long. We only go through we normally do about 6 or 7.
Yeah.
So I was, man. Oh yes, y'all, we need to get Maya a valid Discord link because I think the one that we used to put on the stuff was expired.
Okay.
The one in the box. So it's the one in the box that needs to be updated. So the one in the one.
Okay,
in
we'll
that should
post
be fine.
it again. Yeah.
It's the one in my description because I just copy and paste my descriptions of the video on YouTube.
Yeah, I gotta get to it. Well, actually,
What? Oh, Muttley did it.
Thank you, Muttley.
Muttley rocks. I love them, man. I love them. Like, we have a great community. We have a great community.
Let me make sure that's. I was checking the link.
Oh, good. Yay. Oh, my goodness. Wow. Not the troll. Muttley rules. Rules indeed. Gotta love them rules. Well, this brings you all right, babe?
Yeah.
This brings us to the conclusion of today's Sunday session. If you're here and you want to be a part of community, we're a great one. There's a lot of cool people in here. I don't even know how to say it better than that. That's the whole truth. There's a lot of great people that are part of this community, and we'd love to have you a part of it. If you're going to be connecting with us today, just type "I am here" in the chat, and one of our hosts or moderators will reach out to you and make sure that you're getting in Discord. Okay, the Discord link is there in the chat as well, and then all you have to do is click that link, go into Discord. We have a channel in there where you can introduce yourself. Please do that, so that way we know who you are and that you're okay, that you're copacetic, that you can be trusted. No, I'm just playing. Introduce yourself so that we can know you and that we can build conversations. I'm so excited to have y'all a part of what we're doing. And I am really looking forward to how much this community is going to grow in 2025. All right, that's all I got.
That's all you got. Yes, so as we have the conversation today, again, thank you so much for joining us for these conversations and helping us grow there. Again, if you aren't a part of our Patreon or YouTube membership, consider joining there as well. We would love to have you. If you can also do super chats or purchase merch, we'll also drop the link, which we did drop the link earlier, which you can find there to all the new merch that's exciting and pertaining to the Raleigh event as well. So make sure you check that out. We also have a QR code we'll post on the screen. Do we still have it? Yes, where you can support BridgeCity that way as well. We appreciate everyone who has donated last year and who's still supporting this year. Thank you. As always, your tax-deductible donations will be used to support the mission of building community beyond superstition, both locally and globally, as we expressed today. And before we get out of your way, every week we have a poll, a live poll, and we have 42 votes today. And that poll is this your first time watching Sunday sessions? And 62% of you are returners. So thank you for returning. And we have 38% who are new. This is your first time watching. We appreciate you as well. Hey, Kelly.
That's the most votes we've ever had. This one had 42 votes.
42.
Mm-hmm. That's double the number of votes we normally get. So that is, y'all rock, man. Y'all rock.
Thank you so much for participating in that. And so every week you'll see that on Sundays. Make sure you let us know because we do take that information in as well. All right. And again, thank you for being a part of the conversations. Don't forget to return tonight for the Ex-Pastor call-in show with Darante and Kyle. We are so excited. It's always a good time. Have your list of questions ready if you have one. If you want to join in live, it could be video or audio, so don't feel obligated necessarily to have to jump on video if you want a question asked, but you can come in on audio, okay? And so we greatly had a good time with this conversation for the power of we. And don't forget, if you haven't already, let us know where you're watching from. So if you're just tuning in, let us know where you're watching from, city and state, or just state, whatever you feel comfortable with. We greatly appreciate it. All right. And yeah, and I guess we're going to go ahead and close out for today. We'll see you back tonight.
Yeah.
And until next time, always
bridge.
remember to keep rising and be the bridge.
Yep, that's what you do. Y'all have a great one. We love y'all so much. Thank you for hanging out with us today.
Ooh, oh, yeah. I was living my life in the servitude of misunderstandings of people I loved. Giving it all, it was never enough. Because of the fall, I could never get up. I moved on from their misunderstandings. I am no longer standing under them. I was drowning, now I swim. 'Cause I found the strength within. I don't need your absent friend. 'Cause I got this, yeah. 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 This is holy ground. Depraved and deprived, I was living your last. Lost in a moment with truth sacrificed. Voices aplenty that never seen right. Visions, distractions that altered my sight. I moved on from their misunderstandings. I am no longer standing under them. I was drowning, now I swim. 'Cause I found the strength within. I don't need your absent friend. 'Cause I got this, yeah. 'Cause I got this, yeah. 'Cause I got this, yeah. 'Cause I got